Hi, this is Katie Wrigley. I wanted to create this video so that you can understand what is happening on a physiological level when you have experienced a traumatic event. For visualization purposes, this is your brain right here with the thumb on the inside. This is your amygdala. This is the part of the brain that sits behind the eyes, scanning for danger on a regular basis. The fingers are the prefrontal cortex. So when we experience a trauma, you may have heard the expression blowing your lid or blowing your top. That's literally what happens. The prefrontal cortex comes up. The executive function, the ability to reason, to rationalize, all those things within the prefrontal cortex are no longer working. The amygdala that you see here, this guy starts running the show. His job is to be looking for threats. So without the prefrontal cortex over there, everything is going to be perceived as a threat or with a very high fear response during and directly after the trauma. What we want to do is utilize a mind-body system to help put the lid back on by removing the trauma from the body gently and carefully, which is something that cognitive movement does. Now, the other piece that is happening when we experience a trauma, the left side of the brain is responsible for analysis. That also goes away. The right side of the brain, responsible for emotion, that takes over. So you see people with heightened irritability, much quicker to lose their temperature, to lose their temper, much higher fear response, like we already talked about, more easily agitated, unable to sleep. All of these things are normal, and the emotive side of the brain is super active. The analytical side to help you rationalize and come back down, rationalization in the prefrontal cortex, analysis on the left side, not working. This is why the bilateral eye movements that we utilize in cognitive movement are so helpful. This is also why EMDR utilizes bilateral eye movements as well to help harmonize and balance those two hemispheres of the brain again. I trust that this was helpful. Reach out if you have any questions.